things we haven't even imagined yet. Help more kids while having a great time at the JA Bowl-a-thon. Sign your team up and raise money to ensure the educational programs focused on financial literacy, career readiness, and entrepreneurship are always free to thousands of students. The JA Bowl-a-thon is February 16th and 17th at Parkway Lanes and Hollywood Bowl. Register at lincoln.ja.org.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a one-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99. Upgrade your sandwich to beef brisket for just $1 more. Join us for lunch or dinner in Lincoln at 3210 Cornhusker Highway. Order online at GoHogWild.com.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting partly sunny skies to go along with more mild weather. We'll see a high of around 57. Tonight, mainly cloudy skies expected with a low of around 40. And tomorrow, more partly sunny skies, more warmer weather too. We'll see a high of around 55. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. We know that navigating the legal system is stressful and overwhelming, but Liberty Law Group will carry that burden for you. When you're facing legal issues, make the right call. 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
24/7 threat monitoring, expert tech support, streamlined communications. Allo has a solution for that. Protect your business with Allo Business. Comprehensive firewall security, Microsoft Teams voice-integrated communications, cybersecurity and IT support managed by experts. From productivity to peace of mind, Allo has a solution for that. Allo means business. Protect your business by visiting allofiber.com/business.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
You're spending $300 a month. Binge drinking is the most common form of excessive drinking, which costs the United States more than $191 billion each year. By drinking less, you will save $300 a month. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
As the chief buffet officer here at Pizza Ranch, I get all kinds of buffet questions. Here's one from Cole.
Is there a real cactus in your cactus bread?
Great question, Cole. No, there is no cactus in our cactus bread, just sweet cinnamony streusel. It's on our buffet every day, along with pizza, chicken, ice cream, and all your other favorites. Even better, at least for your parents, kids eat free on Tuesday nights. And don't worry, Cole, there's no coal in our coleslaw either.
Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round. And their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. This is What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. The host is always to my left. And again, if you guys ever want to join the show, Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. As well, if you want to put a face to the voice, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo channel 961. But nonetheless, Chancellor Brewington, how's it going on Thursday night?
It's going good, man. Beautiful day. This week has just been great.
Yeah, I don't think I can't even see any snow outside downtown anymore.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I mean, I was in shorts, but I was in shorts the whole day today, so it was fantastic. Yeah, I can't complain, man. Can't complain.
Yep, and of course we got the Nebraska hoops game on right now. Nebraska is actually playing well in the paint. They got 14 points in the paint. Wisconsin only has 4 points in the paint, but 30 points. And this was kind of my point all along. This team's going to shoot really well from the 3-point line. I wasn't expecting it to slow down, and it doesn't look like it's going to slow down tonight. So they're going to have to play pretty well offensively, because I think defensively it's going to be a really tough order to slow a team that's shooting the ball that well. But with that being said, I do kind of want to talk about a little bit NBA here. We'll keep it on hoops because we did have the NBA All-Star selections, and I want to see if there's any snubs on there for you. So when it comes to the NBA All-Star selections, we'll just go with the starting five, and we'll start there. For the Eastern Conference, you got Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Halliburton, and Damian Lillard, and Jason Tatum. For the West, you got Luka Doncic, Kevin Durant, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, LeBron James, and Nikola Jokic.
Oh, wow, KD made it. I like it.
Yeah, KD, I mean, I'd hope so. He's averaging still 28.4 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, and 5.8 assists. I don't really feel like anyone got snubbed necessarily on that Western Conference side. Maybe one guy in mind, but as far as the starters go, anyone surprise you there?
No, I mean, Joker's a certified slot. I mean, LeBron, Shea, KD, I can't really think of anyone who can sub for KD. But I mean, and then of course Luka, you can't. And then East, I think.
Tyrese surprised me how well he's playing. I knew he was playing well, but I didn't realize he was still averaging as much assists as he was. 23 points and 12 assists per game.
Yep, that'll do it.
Yeah, that'll lock you in. One guy, interesting enough, and this was probably the biggest argument for the snub. But I want to ask you if you think he got snubbed, because this has only happened 3 times in NBA history since they started doing the All-Star selection, where a player has averaged 25 points or plus and 10 assists or plus. And this player, Trae Young,
really
left off it twice. Last season, he had over 25 points per game and over 10 assists per game. Left off the list this season. Even more assists and even more points per game, same field goal percentage. He left off the list again.
So is this for starters, or he's just
not even an honorable, or not even a reserve?
He's not even a reserve?
Nope. I'll give you the reserves real quick, but
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So Bam Adebayo, Paolo Banchero, 23 points per game, but again, forward. So that's what makes it tough, is because he's not competing.
They put Jalen Brunson in there?
Jalen Brunson got the nod. 26.
Tyrese Maxey? Bro, hold on. What's going on? What's going on? Donovan Mitchell, of course.
So your guards, the guards that you could replace, Tyrese Maxey and Jalen Brunson, really stick out like sore thumbs. 25 points per game, but only 6.6 assists. Jalen Brunson, 26.8 points per game, 6.5 assists. None of those guys near double figures. You can argue defensively they add more to it, but
I mean, it's not like he's like a Kawhi or something where it's of great dominance. That's crazy. I get Tyrese Maxey. They want to throw him in, be the young guy, maybe future of the league,
right,
or future star of the league, you know what I'm saying? But as far as not having Trae Young, that's crazy, man. How much is AD averaging?
AD, let's go. 24 points per game, 3.7 assists, and 12 rebounds. So it was a solid double-double.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. Sabonis, I'd have to look up what he was averaging, but I feel like Domantas Sabonis should have been on that list as well. Trae Young, I just can't get over Jalen Brunson. I like Jalen Brunson a lot.
Is Jimmy Butler hurt?
Jimmy Butler, he just hasn't had that season.
Really?
Yeah, he's been in and out. Let me see if he's still hurt, but I think he might still be hurt, and that definitely finish it right there.
That's so strange. Can we once we look up Jimmy Butler, I want to look up the 10 years ago? 10 years ago, I want to look up the All-Stars 10 years ago. I want to see what that looked like.
Okay, but Jimmy Butler is back.
He is back?
Yep. So Jimmy Butler is back, but he did miss some time, obviously, for that foot injury. What year? 10 years ago?
Yeah, so 2014.
2014 All-Star. This will be fun to look up.
Yeah.
I could probably just go back in time here on the NBA.
Isn't that crazy though? Look at these faces. I get the starters are kind of Tyrese and Shea.
Mhm.
But other than that, like that's kind of like pretty standard, Damian Lillard, you got Jason Tatum, even Jason Tatum's a new one. Luka's kind of a newer one, but you're getting used to their faces. Now, like we're seeing some faces that we really haven't seen get picked for All-Star game. It's kind of crazy.
Okay, let's see. So if we go to 2014, it'd be really great if they gave me the stats next to their name. See if this one gives it for me. So 2014, the players would have been, we'll have to get the stats later. The players would have been Dwayne Wade. This is for the Eastern Conference. Dwayne Wade, Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, Paul George, Carmelo Anthony.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty stacked. For the West, Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, Blake Griffin, Kevin Love.
Kevin
What an
Love,
era.
wow.
What an era. The reserves, Joakim Noah, Roy Hibbert.
Roy Hibbert.
LeBron, that might be the only player LeBron was ever scared of.
LeBron's never been scared of anyone.
Do you remember that playoff when they had to go up against the Indiana Pacers and you saw LeBron James really trying to figure out how he's going to score against Roy Hibbert?
Did he get it done?
It was close.
He got it done.
It was actually one of the toughest, not a great LeBron series. Roy Hibbert gave a lot of problems to LeBron's game.
Yeah, I mean, we ain't worried about Roy Hibbert. We went through the 04 Pacers.
Yeah.
Not the 04 Pacers, the 04 Detroit Pistons. After they beat Shaq and them, LeBron beat them in the Eastern Conference Finals.
I'm trying to remember all the starters on that roster.
I got the whole starting five. Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, Tayshaun Prince, Richard Hamilton, and Chauncey Billups.
Okay, yeah. That's a good one to get by. What year was that? That was 04?
05. Well, 05. They remember the three-peat? They ended Shaq and Kobe's run. And then LeBron played them the next year in the Eastern Conference Finals and
finished it.
And then they got swept, I think, by the Spurs.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Spurs at that point were prime, but the reserves, just what a golden era of basketball. Joakim Noah, and this is still for the East. Joakim Noah, Roy Hibbert, Chris Bosh, Paul Millsap. Paul Millsap gets forgotten a lot when he was on the Atlanta Hawks. That was a guy like you just play for the Hawks. It's kind of unfortunate.
Right.
Like even Trae Young, if he was on the Lakers or anywhere else, like he'd be getting a lot more publicity. But Paul Millsap was solid. John Wall when he was John Wall when they had that song out for him. Joe Johnson,
the killer. Yeah.
DeMar DeRozan, and then for the West, Dwight Howard, LaMarcus Aldridge.
Wow,
it's crazy. You see Lamar because you think like we were still watching LaMarcus Aldridge not too long ago. Dirk Nowitzki, Chris Paul, James Harden, Tony Parker, Damian Lillard. Wow, so 10 years later, Damian Lillard, LeBron James still on there, and Anthony Davis.
KD.
Kevin Durant he was on the starters.
Okay. But other than that, those are no other Paul George. But other than that, there's no other other names.
It's crazy. Like you look at LeBron James 10 years later, still on the All-Star. Kyrie Irving didn't make it. Or did Kyrie Irving make it this year? I don't think he did.
Oh. No,
I don't think his stats backed it up though.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Was he hurt?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's not gonna do you any favors as well.
Everyone's hurt. Is James Harden hurt?
He should be. James Harden's back. He's been clicking.
Really?
Yeah. He's been having for the Clippers in this past stretch of games, he's been really turning it on. The Clippers are looking scarier than ever.
Really?
I think the Clippers have a serious shot to be a dark horse.
Really?
I mean, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden.
They're all healthy
Westbrook
right now?
Yeah, for the most part.
Wow.
You might have some in and outs, but they're all feeling good right now.
Yeah.
And I think as far as dark horses go, watch out for the Clippers.
My goodness, LeBron, go to the East. We're going to the East next year. The West is getting too crazy, man. The West is getting a little too crazy.
The West?
Yeah.
Yeah. Make your power rankings of the West right now. I'm going Nuggets 1 easily.
Yeah, Nuggets 1 at 2.
It's weird because like at some point you're gonna have to factor in the Thunder. It is such a young squad it doesn't have any playoff experience.
Yeah, that's why it'd just be so tough for you to depend on Shea for a whole 7-game series.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has to average 30 points for y'all to win. Yeah, I just think that's tough. I mean, who else out the West? Who else we got?
I'm not the Phoenix Suns. I'm not buying. I think I'd go for Nuggets. I might even go Clippers too. The Clippers
Really?
look really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm worried about the Clippers. And then Timberwolves. You
T-Wolves,
can't
that's what I
ignore
was
that
missing.
record,
That's what I was missing.
which is another team that's crazy.
But
That's
it's
figured out.
yeah, but it's that team is also weird too, because it's like they go kind of as Ant goes, but they also go as Cat goes. So
Yeah.
it's like, and also like if they can be really good on defense, and sometimes they can be a little shaky. So I mean, I feel like they still got a little consistency bug to get over.
Do you believe in that you need playoff experience to make it to the finals and win it, or is that just blown up?
Yeah, because I mean, just from pure sports knowledge, I would say that you need some type of veteran presence to keep the consistency of mindset throughout the series. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so easy to go up 1-0 or 2-0 and then think you got it in the bag, and then teams come back and stuff like that. So, and also like you play 82 games, and just the wear and tear on the body and mentally, like guys are already in the Bahamas. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just a little different. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, and shout out to a couple knuckheads. I got a couple of my friends from back to Cedar Catholic. I'll shout out to those guys. No, I'm not going to give evaluation of the 2017-2018 Cedar Catholic Trojans. That's my alma mater high school team. So shout out to Matthew Becker and Isaac Creamer. But nonetheless, yeah, when you look at those teams, when it comes to the playoff experience, the NBA seems a little extra, because I'm having a hard time, especially the older I get, trying to figure out if the NBA's fixed it all. Like, they're not picking outright winners, but kind of nudging one. We talked about a little bit with the Lakers. The superstar calls have always been a thing. You saw that, kind of saw with Jordan. The Jordan rules were different back in the day, but certainly in today's era.
Well, let's take the 2010s.
Okay.
Let's take the 2010s. Who we got? 2010 was cold. No. Spurs. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that's the Spurs era.
2010 was Spurs. 2011 Mavs. 2012 Heat. So like, just looking at those, that's pretty diverse. If I'm doing it if I'm trying to rig it, I would actually have LeBron win the 2011. If he wins 2011, he has a three-peat. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how. I feel like basketball is a little less rigged.
Okay, so 2010 was the Lakers. So this
10 was Lakers?
Yeah. So
okay.
So it's the three-peat 09, or excuse me, not three-peat, 08 to 10 was that three-peat. Phil Jackson, head coach for all of those. And then 2011 was that Dallas Mavericks where Dirk Nowitzki took down the big three in the Miami Heat. And then you move on to, that's crazy, Miami Heat win it. Spurs, Warriors, Cavaliers, Warriors, Raptors, Lakers, Bucks, Warriors, Nuggets.
Yeah, so I think like as of that, like the 2010 to probably like 2017, 2018, I feel like it's mostly bigger franchises or the bigger name. You know what I'm saying? So like LeBron, obviously, when he went to the Cavs, he was bigger than the Cavs.
Yes.
LeBron was bigger than the Cavs. So they could put LeBron in the championship and they'll still get the viewership and whatever. But as far as like, if you look at the franchises like the Lakers, the Spurs, the Heat, who else we got? The Mavs is kind of an outlier, I would say. And the Bucks is an outlier.
Suns, kind of an outlier. The 2021, they didn't win it, but they making
it. Yeah. But I don't know. It's tough. I think they just go off of momentum and they need certain people to be in there. Like, I feel like they really needed LeBron to get to the Western Conference Finals last year and play Jokic.
Yeah. It's to me, like, I don't want to say it's rigged, because when I'm looking at this list, one thing that sticks out to me is I'm looking at all those teams' winners.
Right.
It seems right.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like those were actually the best teams. Doesn't feel like there's any favoritism. It's like, oh, these guys are going to need an extra push to go and win that trophy. You're looking at great coaches and great teams, and you do have those outliers out there, but typically those outliers are one and dones. And I don't think there was a massive push to make sure the Toronto Raptors, a Canadian team, win the NBA Finals.
I think Drake might have had a say in that one, but other than that, I mean, I don't see. Yeah, because that one was that one's probably the biggest outlier on that list
by far.
Yeah,
the way they got there too.
Yeah, with Clay and all that happened that year with the with the buzzer beater in the corner.
Yeah.
Kawhi.
That's
like,
probably one of the most iconic photos.
Oh yeah,
of all time.
And he's like leaning on. Yeah, that was crazy.
And you just see Embiid with his hands on his knees, like,
yeah,
like
me. Bro.
I think that thing hit the rim like 6 times before.
Yeah, bounce front rim, side, front, went in finally.
Yeah,
bro.
Like, something even sat on the rim,
bro. Yeah, like it's the craziest shot ever, bro.
Man, what is your favorite NBA Finals that you think you've ever got to witness? For me, it's by far and away Dirk. Dirk being, because I'm a Kobe fan, I was a big time LeBron hater. And when they mocked Dirk after that first game, after they torched the Mavericks, I was like, I'm done with these guys.
I'll tell you the ones I vividly remember. Like I was actually watching.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the Ray Allen shot.
Yeah, Miami Heat, where he practiced that. He would sit on his butt on the paint and then backpedal to the 3-point line. If that didn't smart. Fall anywhere to any other player, because like you can talk to some of the interviews. They talked about like how weird of a drill. Like he'd always do that so you can memorize where he's at on the court.
Mm-hmm.
And if that would have fallen to any other player, I don't think that shot's ever happening.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the other, obviously, I've watched every game of the Warriors Cavs ones. I've seen every game of that.
Yeah.
And then obviously the bubble one, the Raptors one, I tuned out. I wasn't really caring about that one, to be honest with you. I feel like the recent ones, the best years were Steph and LeBron. That made that took the NBA to a whole new level.
Yeah, because it was just like Kyrie Irving versus LeBron and LeBron James versus,
and then you had KD in the picks. Like, bro,
I will say that there's only very few times I've ever been a bigger LeBron supporter. It's when the Warriors went ahead and got KD. And I was like, enough. This is insanity.
And I remember watching game 1. LeBron scores, I think he has like at end of regulation, he has like 47, 48.
Mm-hmm.
He ends up scoring like 52 or something like that. But it's the J.R. Smith. It's the J.R. Smith thing.
Where he just,
remember?
Yeah, where he
thought he had a timeout.
Yeah, and he calls a timeout. And
instead of just going, he had the basket like probably right on the box, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He could have just went up. And then he passes out to George Hill. George Hill just has to hit both or one free throw. He has to hit one free throw to win it, I think. Or he hit one, he misses the next one. If he hits that one, they win the game.
Mm-hmm.
And he misses. We go to OT. They score like 10 points and we lose. And then we get swept.
Yeah, there's a few notable J.R. Smith moments out
My
there.
goodness.
When it comes to IQ players, he definitely had his lapses in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He'd also have moments where he'd take over, though. So it's like, well, you got to kind of keep him out there.
Yeah. I remember all the JR memes. Like, they would put like a bottle of Hennessy next to him. Oh, my goodness. But yeah. I remember. And then the 2 years before when they won it, JR was shirtless for the whole
the
parade. Yeah. He was shirtless for like 3 days after. That was fun to watch. But I mean, just watching LeBron and Steph for those years, that was fantastic.
Yeah, that is certainly felt like kind of a golden era for basketball because it got people so invested, even if it's two teams that people don't really like.
Yeah.
I mean, that's even better because if you really don't like LeBron, you're rooting for the Warriors. If you hate what the Warriors did, you're rooting for LeBron. The other outliers, I will say this, the most boring one by far, I don't know if you feel the same. It had to be in the Disneyland finals. That was so boring to watch.
Yeah, it was boring because I felt like the Lakers were so locked in. Like they were just miles ahead of every team. Like I feel like it felt like.
Well, remember Lou Dort for the OKC Thunder shooting? He was putting up like 30 points a game.
No, and then there was another guy with not the Nets. He had braids, but he was averaging like 35.
Jazz? I want to say he was on the Jazz or Pacers. I want to say it was like
Pacers. It was a kind of a light-skinned guy. But he was going crazy. He was going crazy.
Everyone was.
Yeah. Because it was just hoop. Like nobody worried about, there was no fans, there was no nothing.
No travel.
No travel.
Same court, just
Same
a backdrop.
court.
Maybe like different floor, but like the depth perception is staying the same. There's no fans in the background.
Practicing on the same hoop.
Yep.
Like, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I would have kind of liked that. If I was a ball player, obviously if you have a family, completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different.
And you kind of heard that between the players. Like some players treated it like almost like a prison, and then you have guys like Steven Adams being like, it's a resort. Like, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That all kind of depends. Like if you have family members, it makes sense, especially if they can't come out and see you.
Yeah.
Could they go and see their family, or no? Were they locked in?
I think it was restricted because I know like I I remember there was a clip of someone's mom was talking trash to Russell Westbrook. Remember? Yeah, and he was shouting back. But I mean, other than that, I think they had to have some type of access. I'm sure they had to get the whole COVID thing. That was to think COVID was just a few years ago.
Still kind of is here.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I know what you mean though, but like, yeah, it really popped off.
Yeah.
What was that like? I don't even ask you about that because I was luckily, well, you were too. I was out of high school and everything, and I wasn't playing sports, so it didn't. I had to go home from school for 2 weeks, but I didn't have any symptoms. The whole house did, so it was fine.
Yeah, bro. I remember vividly like it was yesterday. We were having mat drills. You know what mat drills are? So we were having mat drills at my old school, and it was the day before spring break, and we're doing mat drills. And then I remember where I was like, we're breaking up the huddle, and I'm like, hey, this could be the last time like we're together, because it was like the third day of the COVID thing like hitting, like it was like rapid fire, like all of a sudden like there's like 20,000 cases, and we're
started with the cruise ship, remember?
Right? Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like it's in city XYZ,
exactly,
and now it's everywhere.
Yeah. So I'm like breaking it down, and they're like, wait, bro, tripping, and I'm like, all right, like whatever. So I remember I go home, we go to Mexico for 3 days. In Mexico, we're having the time of our life, right?
Yeah.
And we come back home, and it's like everywhere. Like it's like in 3 days, like it just went crazy.
Were you guys able to get back fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was close. It was like 2 to 3 days after that, like people stopped going to Mexico. So we got in like right before. And then the whole COVID time, we trained at Toby's gym, Javen Wright's dad. And we trained there for like 3 to 4 months, just working out, whatever. But it was crazy because like they were like, yeah, we can't have you back at school. We're like, what? Like it's spring semester. Like, what do you mean we got to come back? They're like, no, there's no spring ball. We didn't have spring ball. There was like, yeah, you can come back, but the facilities closed. The coaches went home. Like everyone, like life stopped for a little bit. I remember in Arizona, there was a curfew. You couldn't be on the freeway at a certain time. If you were on the freeway, you had to have an actual doctor's or note from their work or something.
Okay, now hold the phone. That's crazy. I didn't know that was happening.
And at the same time, it was the George Floyd stuff. So people were rioting and looting the malls. So that was another reason why you couldn't be on the streets.
Curfew makes more sense. I forgot about that.
Yeah. But then it was like, what? Okay, is the curfew for COVID or is the curfew for whatever? So it was a mess back home. And then you got people's political stances and all this stuff tied in. It was kind of like everyone was kind of on edge because like, and then all these movies are dropping about like the world. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, this is not the time, bro. This is not the time.
Worst money grab I've ever saw.
Yeah.
Like was when COVID dropped, you saw all these producers like, I bet you I can make a really good movie out of this. Like, I think I saw like 5 worldwide virus movies all pop up right after that. It was like bad timing.
All of a sudden, World War Z drop on Netflix. I'm like, bro, what? I Am Legend is on Netflix. Like, bro, what is going on?
You know, they called Netflix like, can we push that one through a little earlier?
Yeah,
we'll throw a little bit more money.
There's that movie called Parasite that went #1.
Yeah,
bro. I'm like, bro, this is y'all funny, man. Like,
it was a crazy time. When did it feel normal again for you? Because luckily here in Nebraska, it felt like we got to normalcy a lot faster than others. But I feel like I can't say for sure. I haven't even been out to California, but I feel like it's still, even over there, it's not quite the same yet.
The 2021 football season did not feel like
stadiums were empty.
Yeah, like it was the year the Michigan game and all that, the first year of the night games, that 21. It was kind of like you had to do a COVID test here. You had to do this. You had to do this. You had to
saliva test.
Yeah, you had to do all this different stuff. And then when you travel, you got to come back. And then I got COVID. Like there are still guys like up and down with the COVID. I feel like I feel like when we got back from the 21 season, went home and came back, I feel like COVID just like disappeared.
You definitely stopped around here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
I didn't see,
protocol wise.
Yeah, protocol wise. Like, you still saw people like wearing masks and whatnot. Like, whatever. This isn't a political thing. I don't really care what you do.
Right.
But yeah, it didn't feel like you were. If I was like walking into a store and I forgot a mask, I don't feel like I was being executed by people's eyes.
Oh my gosh,
that was an awful feeling.
It was tough because, like, bro, I just forgot it.
I know.
I just forgot it.
Then you have to like walk in and be like, hey, can I get one quick?
And they're looking at you like, like whatever. But like, I remember, and then like guys would wear ski masks. I'm like, bro, you probably shouldn't I mean, probably shouldn't wear the ski mask going into the gas station. You know what I'm saying? Probably not the best idea, but yeah, I mean, that whole time was so eye-opening. And I know a lot of people had it way worse though.
Oh yeah.
Like there was people who lost jobs, lost everything. And like, especially for people like in the food industry or travel or any type of setting where people gather, like their businesses took a real hit. You know what I'm saying? So
a lot of small airports.
Yeah.
Like you said, the food, the health, food restaurants, all that stuff is like, and then it was like small businesses even. I think they, in certain parts, it's like only these certain chains because we just can't afford to have all the, it was just such a crazy time. And it's weird because it feels like it was super far away, but like it was not that long ago. And in fact, we're talking about it, but like it's still happening today. So
yeah,
it's just kind of one of those crazy things. But we do have to go ahead and throw it to our first break here. This is What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. In terms of the Nebraska basketball game, it's not looking great right now. They still got plenty of time. They still got a second half of basketball. But the way it currently sits, Nebraska is losing 27-43 at half. So again, not a terrible margin. They're only down by 16 points. We'll have the post-game show for that as soon as the clock hits 0. So stay plugged in, but we'll throw it to break and talk to you guys on the other side.
Coming up in Lincoln, February 2nd through 4th at the Sandhills Global Event Center, it's the family show of all outdoors, the 55th Annual Boat, Sport, and Travel Show. With RVs, motorhomes, boats, trailers, discount tackle, and family fun for everyone. Interact with exotic animals at wildlife encounters and appearances by Husker football players. Veterans free on Friday, lots of free parking. Doors open at noon on Friday, 10 a.m. Saturday and Sunday. See you there!
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-2840.
Barbecue.
It's not just the big game everyone looks forward to, it's the food. If you're hosting a super party, let Hog Wild Pit Barbecue do the cooking so you can cheer on your favorite team. Slow smoked ribs, beef brisket, pulled pork, hot links, and so much more. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
Hillariola, the doctor, the Polynesian Bowl. He had a lot of throws. He made a couple nice throws. He threw outs. He threw a deep dig. He threw a slant that went to the house. There were so many different passes that we saw him. And he's got a little quick twitch. Is he fast? No. Quick twitch? Yes. It was good to see him moving around. Listen, he connected with, guess who?
Carter Nelson.
Thank you. We got a chance to see Carter twice. It was good for me to watch that because I think that's a precursor of what's
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. I'm Harrison Arns on the ones and twos as always. Got the host as always, Chancellor Brewington to my left in Nebraska basketball on the TV here at 1040 Ticket Studios. We kind of talked about it. There's definitely some things they need to fix. They're getting out rebounded.
His name's Chucky
Hepburn.
Oh.
Yeah, we just had his dad on for We Talk Facts. He is actually on at 6 o'clock talking about this game coming up here. And Chucky Hepburn has been playing incredibly well. He had about 3 possessions in a row where he just took over offensively.
Is that him right there?
Yep, that's the guy. 23, their point guard. Shout out to Greg Hepburn. We did have him on at 6 o'clock with We Talk Facts. So want to relive that, hear what he had to say about Chucky Hepburn. Definitely looks pretty accurate now, seeing the way that he's playing. I mean, he's having a dominant stretch here, but I don't want to give up on this team. The second half just started. They're only down by 16 points, and Wisconsin misses a 3. This is a game where they got to find a wake up here. Brewington, I know it's a different sport, but when it came to football, when you get into those halftime situations when you're not playing the way you want, how do you snap back into it?
Oh boy. I mean, to be honest, at halftime, if it's not working, it's kind of like, okay, what did we hit on anything? Did we hit on anything? Okay, we can go back to that. And I mean, offensively, it's a little tough just because like it's just the flow of the game. If we're just throwing, if we threw 3 picks in the first half, then it's kind of like there's nothing really to talk about. It's just clean up the
turnovers. Obviously right there.
But I remember basketball days. Going into the locker room, being down in basketball, I felt helpless, man. Those were rough days. And he was getting beat at halftime, like by 20.
It's tough because it's such a game of runs.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, we're fine if we can get out to the second half, which Nebraska is doing right now. Turnovers wise, as I just bring that setup, it's 8-7. Nebraska was really rough on the turnovers in the first half. So I got to clean it up here, but they're playing okay now. And I'm just, again, I can't stress this enough. The number 6 team in the country is going to shoot the ball well. Like, you can't expect these guys to slow down at any point in terms of shooting. So you just got to keep playing good defense. And Rink Mass pops off for another 3, just short. And he's got to be another guy that's got to really, it's just got to be the guy that gets the flow going in the offensive system. I know he's not your Derek Walker, but when you watch him play, he definitely is kind of the guy that gets them all set and is poised. And defensively too, gets a lot of rebounds. So again, we'll keep you updated on that. I got my eyes glued to the TV because this is important because we have number 14 Illinois on the road next, and you need to win road games if you want to make the tournament. So you got 2 quad 1 games in a row. If you drop this one, you got another chance at Illinois, but you'd rather get it tonight.
Keep
Confidence.
shooting. I like it though.
Yeah,
Keep shooting.
That's tough.
One more. Oh my goodness. Jeez. Come on, guys.
It's one of those games for all those who are just listening on the airwaves. We just saw about 3 Nebraska 3-pointers all just hit the rim, bounce around, and roll right off. They're just going to have to start making shots here. Easier said than done.
Yeah,
Wisconsin. This is one thing I'll say about Wisconsin. This team is good. They're playing really, really well. And if I'm picking any of these teams in terms of the March Madness tournament, I like Wisconsin even more than I like teams like Purdue, just for the sake of how well they spread the ball around. But since we're on the subject of hoops here anyways, and we just saw Bach walk in, he'll be with you guys for the post-game show. I want to ask you about the NBA MVPs. And you heard Tyrese Halliburton talk about this, calling it essentially a stupid rule. 65% of the season. So 65 games. You got to play 65 games if you want to be eligible to win the NBA MVP. Is that a fair rule? Or was Tyrese Halliburton right in saying it shouldn't be just about your availability?
Well, I mean, if you play 40 games, 50% of the year, and you go and was the NBA's probably played about 37 games, probably around there. I would say
82 games in a season.
Yeah. So, but halfway right now, we're probably around 37.
Yeah. I
36.
think we'll just pull up the stats here. I can give you where we're at. I think we're probably 36, maybe even a little past that games in here. So we're getting pretty much right up to that halfway mark. Might even be there already. So currently, right now, the way it's sitting, 37 and 11. So yeah, we're way past that. So we're pretty much right at about that halfway point.
Okay, perfect. We'll use this as a metric.
Yeah, so we're already 48 games in here.
Okay, so let's say Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. He's averaging what, 33, 32
31 points right now.
Okay, 31 points. Let's say he gets that up to 34 points by 45 games. And everyone else falls off. Let's say everyone else kind of gets in a shooting slump. Joel Embiid gets hurt, kind of dies off. And then
so the rest of the league just thinks it up.
Yeah, just thinks it up.
Okay.
And this dude has played 40 games. He barely made it to All-Star break. Are you going to give him the MVP?
No. If he's not there, I'm not going to give it to you.
Exactly. So why is he fussing about that rule?
It's a great question. It's because you have years. So last year was really close with Joel Embiid. He just got over the 65 game mark. Nikola Jokic was kind of the same thing. And I think they were saying is, say Joel Embiid were to get to 64 instead of 65, should still win that MVP award.
Okay. Now it gets a little, now there should be some leisure room. There should be a little bit of wiggle room for, if it's a 62.
He just wants to get rid of it altogether and saying, typically the guys you're going to pick, which is kind of fair,
right,
are probably didn't just play 20 games that season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's tough, though, because if you think, I don't know, but an MVP year, are you going to give it to someone who's 64 games?
No. I mean, I'm going to get, if you're over 65.
Historically, what the MVP has always been.
Historically?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
The Jordan eras where guys were playing, 82
games.
78 to 82 games.
Jordan never missed games unless he was absolutely couldn't miss it. But that's kind of my beef with this whole thing too, is why get rid of the rule? That's over 20% of your season you don't have to play and you're eligible.
Yeah.
That's like me telling you, hey, you're getting your full salary, but pick 1/5 of the year. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah,
that's insane.
That's breeding that what was that? What was that thing that Kawhi, they called it? Load management.
Yeah.
That's breeding load management right there.
Yeah.
Because now you're telling the young players, the locker room talk is going to be, hey, I'm at 58 games right now. I only need 2 more games probably to be solidified for MVP. So, hey, y'all young bulls play this,
yeah,
clean it up this week. That's just breeding that. And then they going to come up on that. And then they going to be the old heads that that's going to plant a bad seed. Let's not do that.
And the seed's already been planted. And as great as Greg Popovich is, that's one of my biggest beefs with him is starting the whole load management era. Because he was really notorious. If Kawhi was out, okay, Tony, you're not playing. Ginobili, you're not playing either. If Tim Duncan's out, he would take all the other key guys out. Like you said, all right, young bloods, like go ahead, and this is your game now because we have one of our key guys out. We're just going to rest all these guys so we can come back and make sure we dominate. And when you talk about those old eras, think about the locker rooms they had, the travel they had, and they're still playing 82 games on a salary that is not even half or less than half of what yours is.
Yeah.
So that's where I always kind of get bothered by this load management stuff, because to me, it is one of those things. You can tell me if I'm wrong as an athlete, but feels like you're privileged to play sport for entertainment for young fans.
Yeah.
And for those young fans that, maybe their parents only get one ticket that game, I think you should be expected to play.
Yeah, we're talking about the 0.001 tax bracket as well.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So that factors in as well. And just being able to play a sport at a high level, I think you should be able to eat. You should salivate at the opportunities to compete against the highest.
Yeah, and obviously, like in times with Joel Embiid, he was getting a lot of slack for sitting out games. But obviously, there's times where it calls for it, because when he did come back, it was very clear, like, okay, he did need to rest out, and he still didn't look right. And now it's clear he's got a meniscus tear.
Yeah.
So sometimes, like, I felt like Joel Embiid got pressured because of the scrutiny he was getting.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, some of it, I do think there's an influx of injuries because the game's just so much more faster. And you have freak athletes.
That is very true.
And part of it is the load management.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and part of it, I think, is just the day and age we're in. We're just in a different age. It's just, guys are just a little bit more tenderhearted and it's a little bit softer. I know I sound like an old head, but I'm in the generation. I could say it.
Yeah.
There's some soft guys in this generation. Trust me. They worry about their pregame fits, not what they do on the court. Like it's a little different nowadays.
Yeah, I can look at even like the high school I came from, and I'm even partially guilty of it. It's like I'm putting like muscle bands on my arms and stuff, and then I kind of graduate. It's like, man, I was playing C2 football. What was I doing? I just need to put the helmet and pads on. But yeah, definitely, you can argue a lot more people wear the heart on the sleeve these days.
Yeah, for sure.
But real quick score update before we go to break here. Wisconsin's still up 47 to Nebraska's 35. So they're still sitting there with a 17-point lead. Nebraska gets another miss right there. So still about 14 minutes left on the clock, actually. Still time to make some moves, but right now they're on pace for only about 70 points. So they got to step it up, but we'll throw it to break on What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. And of course, we'll have the Nebraska basketball postgame show, so don't go anywhere.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares today's young dreamers to be tomorrow's goal breakers, leaders, and things we haven't even imagined yet. Help more kids while having a great time at the JA Bowl-a-thon. Sign your team up and raise money to ensure the educational programs focused on financial literacy, career readiness, and entrepreneurship are always free to thousands of students. The JA Bowl-a-thon is February 16th and 17th at Parkway Lanes and Hollywood Bowl. Register at lincoln.ja.org.
When it comes to joining the Nebraska Army National Guard, you've heard it all before. College, healthcare, signing bonus. But joining is so much more than that. It's setting yourself up for a new and better chapter of your life. I'm Staff Sergeant Paul White, and because of the Nebraska Army National Guard, I'm in control of my career. And when the workday ends, I get to come home to my family. Write your next chapter by joining the Nebraska Army National Guard. For more information, schedule a meeting with me, Staff Sergeant Paul White at nationalguard.com.
Southeast Community College invites you to check out our spaces ahead of your official campus visit. Our virtual campus tours let you see our campuses and learn more about our programs of study. Then you can schedule your individual visit in person or virtually. Virtual tours of our campuses in Beatrice, Lincoln, or Milford, and our learning centers are online at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs. Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
You can get diesel anywhere. But what about Atomic Diesel? That comes from Stern. Atomic Diesel is your solution to all your cold weather problems. Prevent clogged fuel filters, increase your fuel economy, and save money with Atomic Diesel. Contact Roger at Stern today by calling 1-800-477-2744 to see how Atomic Diesel and the rest of their line of fuels and lubricants can keep your operation running at max capacity. Attention all Wings fans! 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Today's agenda includes office meetings this morning, followed by a client lunch, then back to the office for another meeting, and ending the day with a presentation at a client's office. When you are on the go, you need an office phone that goes with you. At Hamilton, our business phone systems make it easy to sync your office phone features to your cell phone for quick and seamless call handling, no matter where you work. If your current office phone can't do this, you need better. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. We know that navigating the legal system is stressful and overwhelming, but Liberty Law Group will carry that burden for you. When you're facing legal issues, make the right call. 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Wrapping up here on What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. The host is always to my left. And again, 402-464-5685 if you got any last-second comments you want to make. And a quick shout-out, Nebraska basketball making a push. PBA is rocking again. And C.J. Wilcher has just been playing some of the best basketball he's had his entire collegiate career right now for Nebraska. He's 4 for 4 from the three-point line. He can't miss. And right now, I don't want to say single-handedly, but is doing a lot to get this Nebraska basketball team back in it. They're back in it with single digits here. So again, this was looking ugly. As I said, Nebraska's finding a way right now. And you know who's going to take some impressive shooting, and C.J. Wilcher looks like he's kind of leading that right now. So of course, we will have the post-game show, but wanted to point that out. Before we get out here, I want to talk to you about Brock Purdy and some NFL. When it comes to Brock Purdy, does he need to win this Super Bowl to finally get that monkey off his back of everyone calling him a quote-unquote game manager, or has he redeemed himself already?
I mean, he's the last pick of the draft. I mean, I think he has already proven, or not proven, he's already exceeded everyone's expectations. Usually the last pick of the draft, you're probably fighting for that last QB spot, practice squad. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he's already exceeded everyone's expectations. Like, I think people got to take a step back and really look at his situation. Like, he was one pick away from going undrafted.
Yeah.
And just knowing the stories of guys going undrafted, how hard that is to work your way up a roster, especially a quarterback. There's only 2 to 3, on a roster. So just how vital his role is on that team as well. Like, he's everyone talking about, oh, he needs to win the Super. Like, dude, he's even last year, this year as well. Like, dude is like phenomenal. Like, I don't think people are understanding how much of a talent he is. Like, they're overlooking it by saying, oh yeah, you can throw anyone else, but he's doing it because he's the one who can mess it up, and he's not. He's not.
Yeah,
and he has the power to. So I think, and obviously he's from back home, so like there's another layer to that, of course. But man, he's a fantastic football player, and I think people got to really look at things as they should, and man, give him more credit. I don't know why we don't want to give people flowers while they're still here. You know what I'm saying? Like, while he's playing, give him flowers. You know,
it's hard for me to understand it because we've always been super eager to kind of anoint the next great QB. Like, everyone's always really excited. It was Trevor Lawrence, it was Herbert, even Lamar Jackson when he had his MVP. We always like get super excited for these quarterbacks. Even, Jordan Love this year, for some reason with Brock Purdy, like, he's not. I don't understand it when it comes to Brock Purdy. If it's just because he's on the 49ers and that's such a studded out roster, but yeah, it just feels like no one wants to give him like.
And it's
I don't want to say no one, but a lot of
yeah.
people are still, even on like mainstream, like if you go to ESPN First Take, like you'll still hear that you could put anyone out there. Well, I shouldn't say anyone. You could put Jimmy G out there and they'd still be in the Super Bowl.
No,
I saw Jimmy G on the Raiders. I agree.
No,
you can't.
No, you put Jared Goff on the team. No, like he's doing great things. Like, there's balls that only he can. He's throwing balls on time, on rhythm. In this, if it's a 5-step drop on that 5-step hitch, he's on that back foot. He's throwing the ball and is getting there. Everything's on time. And I don't think how much people understand how much command that offense takes. There's so many moving pieces. You watch a game, all of a sudden Juszczyk is lined up in the backfield. Now he's lined up at the wing. Now he's lined up out wide. They're motioning McCaffrey here. They're moving George Kittle. They're moving Debo. That's a complex offense.
Yeah. And you look at the Bills and they changed it a little bit, but especially earlier on in the season, it was shotgun. Like, they didn't have a whole lot of formations, a whole lot of motions.
No. Kyle Shanahan does a fantastic job. Fantastic job of calling offense. And as a D coordinator's nightmare, you got Christian McCaffrey that can line up everywhere. Debo Samuels, Kyle Juszczyk. You got George Kittle can line up out wide. You got Ayuk who can do things as well. That is such a complex offense, and they need a general to lead it. And Brock Purdy's doing that.
Yeah, I mean, why would you want to be the guy that's putting up eye-catching numbers and taking over an entire offense when you have a plethora of good players to spread out that offense with? Makes it harder to plan for. And again, it always drives me nuts when they want quarterbacks to do more for a team that's already winning. It's like he's playing the system well. He's doing exactly what it needs to. Did you happen to catch Shanahan's comments about
Tom Brady?
No, about Brock Purdy.
No, I did not.
I want to see if you buy it or not. He told the owner before he even started playing that he's going to be the best quarterback out of Jimmy G, Trey Lance.
Whoa.
Like, before it even started, he said as soon as he saw him in those camps, he's like, this is the guy.
I think if you meet him, it'll change your perspective because he's like he demands a certain presence to himself, and a certain respect. And he's just a great human being at the end of the day. From what I've had the opportunity to meet him a couple times, but just from stories and just I can see that you can see in the interviews the way he carries himself. Like that speaks for itself. There's a aura that, when someone walks in the room, like, oh, there's a little confidence about him, like
leadership.
Leadership. There, so you can smell that on guys. But you can obviously go on the field and everyone can get in there, can throw a out route to the field, a 50-yard throw and be like, oh wow. But everyone in the league can do that. I think he has the intangibles that guys don't have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely stays poised. And we saw that when he got his first start, he just wins out in the regular season. Like, he has so many accolades.
And he got God on the side, so he gonna be good always.
Yeah, and he's open about that. Yeah. That is something that you're seeing, and it's kind of cool to see. You're seeing a lot more guys just being like way more comfortable about being open with it. Obviously, Brock Purdy being one of those big players who's going to be in the Super Bowl, but it does make you think. He spent 4 years at Iowa State, and you are starting to see a pattern where I wonder if these quarterbacks are better off staying in college, going through more experience, because those guys typically seem to start off better in the NFL than say those 2 years I'm going to the NFL.
You
think so? Or That's kind of weird because when I'm looking at all these quarterbacks that seem to have success, they play longer in college.
Okay, let's name at least 3.
Okay, Trevor Lawrence.
He played longer in college.
How many years ago? We might actually have to say we don't have enough time. I was thinking about it. We got 20 seconds.
Yeah.
We'll get out of here, but be sure to stay tuned in. Nebraska basketball post game will take place. We might have a filler in between then, but plenty of content left up your way. So we'll get out of here. Talk to you tomorrow.